I heard somebody talk about building innovation capability, and what they were planning to do is to look at the top innovators and then distilling the main traits that they have and then taking that back into the organization. The challenge with that is you can't then just take these traits and just kind of instill them in other people. I get where the logic comes from, but it's done the other way around. It's not like these 5 traits make a great innovator. It's these innovators have these traits in common. Well, hello there, beautiful people. My name is Yuri from The Magic Sauce, and on this channel we bring you tools, tips, tricks, techniques, and stories and other stuff around innovation and creativity. I need to apologize for the last video. The sound wasn't particularly good, and that's because I found out later on that the microphone I have on my camera was not switched on. It had run out of battery. I should have checked that. I apologize. It was my mistake, and I hope you can forgive me. The other one was one of my friends says, hey, what about the low energy? Okay, I tried something different. It was late at night. I didn't want to wake up the neighbors. But now it's daytime again, so let's go back to my normal energy. And here's why. I've had about 4 coffees today. Probably not the best idea, but it gets me very fired up. So let's get into this video right now. I heard somebody talk about building innovation capability, and what they were planning to do is to look at the top innovators and then distilling the main traits that they have and then taking that back into the organization. Many have done that before. If you've read Clayton Christensen's Innovators DNA, it has looked at the top innovators in the world and has kind of distilled the main characteristics which they all have in common, and it came out with a handful of characteristics and a handful of traits. The challenge with that is you can't then just take these traits and just kind of instill them in other people. I get where the logic comes from, but it's done the other way around. It's not like these 5 traits make a great innovator. It's these innovators have these traits in common. Now, I've seen quite a few businesses do this. They look at these top traits, they read a book, or they make up their own handful of, like, these are the traits within our industry, these are the traits that make people an innovator, and then they find programs and ways to kind of shoehorn that back into the business. So think traits like having curiosity, open mind, the ability to experiment, networking with other people, creativity, things like that. But that does not guarantee innovation. As we said before, innovation is a lot more complex than just coming up with creative ideas. So if creativity is the ability to kind of connect seemingly unrelated things together, innovation is then taking whatever that invention or whatever that novelty is and then making it happen, or ideas implemented with success. Now, to implement these with success by just looking at a handful of traits is way too simplistic, because innovation needs a lot more than that. So let's give you some thoughts about how to start this conversation should you wish to build your organization's innovation capability. If I really want to go in depth, this video will take a whole lot longer, and we might as well turn this into an online course or something like that. Maybe I should create online courses. Anyway, maybe that's something for later. So let's give you some food for thought around building innovation capability. Make sure you do it right, you don't waste your time. First off, I would start with a bunch of questions before you start skilling up people and giving awards away and all that kind of stuff. So understanding what innovation is to you, why it's important, how it links to your business goals, then the next question would be, how do you measure it? Like, how do you know you've got it? Like, what makes for innovation? These questions will help you shape what innovation means to you, because what innovation means to company A is not necessarily what it means to company B. The next one then is, who has done this already? Inside a business or outside a business? Start with people who've actually delivered something, people who have done it, who've made something, who've delivered something which you consider innovation, whether that is big or small. And most likely, they didn't do it by themselves. We all love the story of the lone gunman or the creative genius that single-handedly turned around an organization or delivered an amazing bit of innovation. But most likely, even these people were not by themselves. There's a whole bunch of people around them. There's a few structures around them that made that happen. So rather than talking about the role of an innovator, I'd like to talk about innovator roles, because they will have different faces and they will look differently. And just to get you started and to give you some food for thought, this is based on a typical organization. There are different structures. This is just one way to show you an example of how certain businesses are structured. and the innovation roles in there. You take a nice color. What should we go for today? Orange. Orange is the color of action and the color of the Netherlands. We have leadership. Leaders decide the direction of the business. The leader says the business objective for the next so many years is this. They decide the direction of it. Underneath, we have something called drivers. These might be heads of verticals, heads of business units, heads of teams who take the big business goal and say on project X, that's what it looks like. Then here we kind of have team. So these are the doers. These are the people that take the brief from the drivers and then deliver the project. And then I'm going to call the rest. This is the further population in your business, which may not necessarily have an innovation agenda, might not be driving it, but maybe need to play a role, at least need to know how not to get in the way and how to support it. So there are several roles. All these people play a role in innovation and they will do different things. Around all of this, our structures. So if that's the top-down one, let's then look at the team and the people delivering the innovation and see kind of what they do. So a lot of people, when they think of innovation, they do something, and many companies have invested lots of money in this, in design thinking. Now, design thinking, of course, starts with the user or the customer in mind. It empathizes with them, comes up with solutions that are rooted in insight, rooted in stuff that people need. And for many people, innovation is the same as design thinking. You need more than that, right? You need a bit more rigor around that. That's where another bubble kind of comes in. Agile is an iterative process that once you have something, you have a nugget of something, you go test it and you prototype and you tweak and you build as you go. So now you have a product which, if you've done your insight work, right, that people want, people need, you've got your market insights, you've got your customer insights, you've now tested it, you've prototyped it, you've iterated, made it better, you've got an MVP, you have something out there, but still that's not enough because you're lacking one other thing, which is kind of the business model, right? The business side of it. So how are you gonna make money of this? Like where's the impact gonna come from? Now, very often, the people who are great at design thinking might not necessarily be good on the business side. And then the people on the business side might not be good at prototyping and iteration. And sometimes these people are not good at the design thinking bit because they built something, but then they forgot to look at the customer, etc., etc. You see where this is going? I'm sorry, I had to adjust the lighting a little bit because I'm losing the light, so I'm gonna have to hurry up. I think in many cases, innovation needs elements of these things. I think just by design thinking alone, it's not gonna make it. If you're agiling, if that's even a word, around a product which nobody needs, is not going to work. And if you have an idea, you've tested, you've got an MVP, but there is no business model behind, then where is the impact going to be? Back to the story. If that's the case, do you think this is going to be one person who does that? Probably not, right? You need an entire team of people, an ecosystem of people that have these skills and have access to the right things, because you're going to need funding, you need the right network, you need to get sign off. A lot of people come in here. I think in many cases people confuse innovators with creatives. If creatives are like musicians, then innovation is like getting music out there, because the creative alone, even they might be the best piano player in the world, the best singer in the world, the best songwriter, the best DJ in the world, they alone will not be able to get their music out there. And the good news about this is, if innovation sat with just one person within your organization, well, what if that one person leaves, right? The good thing is innovation sits everywhere in little pockets. It sits top down and it sits horizontal left and right. It sits in all different pockets, bringing these people together and making sure that they work on something that is of value and that is relevant for you. So, hope this was useful to you. This is not final. I can talk about this for hours and hours and hours. And hey, to be honest, a lot of this learning is not because I know so well, it's because I've made so many mistakes doing this kind of stuff over the years, and I've found out what doesn't work, either on our own projects or on other people's projects. I learned this the hard way. We hope that this has helped you for conversations. And like we said, ask the questions. What's innovation to you? Why is it important? How are you going to measure it? Who does it well? Why do you need it? How is it related to your business goals? Who does it well? And then start there and think about that there are different innovation roles from top down and then across the organization. There's an ecosystem of people that need to be slotted in the right time, the right place, need to do the right things at the right time. Let's be fair, have a bit of luck, and then hopefully some innovation will come out of that one. At least something that will make the world a better place, at least makes your world a better place. So that was it from us for this video. Hit the subscribe button below, share this video with somebody who needs to see it. And Richard, if you are watching this, I hope this is a different energy for you. I apologize for last time. Tried something new, it didn't work with you, so higher energy it is. I'm gonna get another coffee and I'm gonna go for a run, and I will catch you here next time. See you guys, bye.